Hey, what's up you guys? It is Kevin here today with Live and Breathe Music. I've got another album review for you guys. I know that I'm a little bit late on this one, but I spent a good bit of time listening to this one. This is the review of Tonight Alive's new album, Limitless. Guys, let me go ahead and be honest first. I wrote this album off so hard. I heard the chorus from the single Drive and I didn't even know what to think. I was just blown away that this sort of change was happening to Tonight Alive. This was not what I was expecting to hear as their follow-up to a record that everybody seemed to love, which was The Other Side. So, the chorus from Drive I brushed it off, and I wanted nothing to do with this record. Well, I went and listened to it anyway, and obviously picked it up. But I picked it up after listening to it and realizing that there was something more here than just another band who was changing their sound because they were bored with what they were doing. Guys, I feel like this new sound, though it may be more pop-based, I feel like this sound suits Tonight Alive so much more. I feel like this is the sound that they could really harness and hone in on that could take them to the next level. And I'm going to let you know why. Let's talk about some of the tracks on here. I really, really, really love the way that the album kicks off with the first song, To Be Free. Comes in with some synchronized vocals, with some harmonies in there, with the chorus lines being sang, "Don't come looking for me. I don't want to be found, I just want to run away and be free." And though it may sound simple lyrics, the way that they pull that off and then transition into the sort of techno-ish effect over the guitars and the full band kicking in, there's just something really cinematic about it. It grabs your attention from the get-go, and that carries out throughout this album. From the get-go, you can tell what is going to happen on this record because they set the tone so well. They carry that over into songs like Oxygen and Human Interaction. Human Interaction being a smaller version of that and being softer and being more focused on the vocals, though that techno-ish experimental sound is still there, blended in with some really clean guitar tone. And it just works. And I think that a lot of these songs, the vocals are the forefront here. And my God, Jenna has stepped up immensely from previous work. She's gained so much control over her vocals that she can carry some runs that I never would have thought that I would have heard from her. It's just incredible. And To Be Free is a good example of that as we get to the final chorus at the end of the song. It blew my mind, and it put a smile on my face to hear her. She doesn't have to belt out, to get the point across, and her vocals are just spot on throughout this entire record. Another prime example of that is another one of the singles, How Does It Feel? Well, again, the instrumentals are spot on. I really like the experimental sound that they're going for, but the harshness of the guitars mixed with this sort of atmospheric techno feel is something I haven't heard on a record before. And then Jenna's vocals come in sort of proclaiming how does it feel in this harsh way. It's just an incredible mixture of sounds, and it just works so well. I'm so impressed with that. The two strongest forms of that, there's a very formulaic approach to the album, so it does get a little bit repetitive, which does sort of hinder it. Some of the songs just kind of, you can brush them off, unfortunately. One of those being We Are, which comes across it sounds like a song that would be played on an environmental commercial or something, which I get the message. I love the message, but it just comes across kind of cheesy and not very genuine, unfortunately. So that, and maybe the closer lyrics for The Greatest. But the two strongest songs, and my two favorite songs off this record, come in the form of Everywhere and I Defy. I think Jenna's vocals on those songs just blow the rest of the songs out of the water. I Defy being a very, very, well, it says it in the name, it's a very, very rebellious song. And the message of defiancy comes across because Jenna's vocals, as she's screaming, I defy, to whatever it is that's been holding her back, comes across as very real and very honest, and she has so much control over it. She's not belting out. Don't get me wrong, I love their old stuff, I love pop punk, it's where my roots are, but I think Jenna's vocals are stronger when it comes to this. And then same thing with I Feel You or Everywhere, when she's saying I feel you everywhere, and almost talking about missing someone, and you feel them where you are and in what you're doing. So they come across as really honest songs. Now, I did talk about Drive a little bit. The chorus is still a little too simple and repetitive for me. I think that the music, it's a pop song, guys. I can't even sugarcoat that. It's a pop song. But it's one that can grow on you. It's not by any means my favorite. In fact, the lyrics kind of hinder it. But it is a very feel-good song. I do think you can have a good time with this song if you're, no pun intended, driving down the road with your friends and, you know, just want to get away from reality. So, again, I feel like this is a sound that they could really take to another level. So like I said, two best songs in my opinion, I Defy and Everywhere, and there's plenty of other songs like To Be Free and Oxygen talking about moving on from the past, Let Me Breathe My Air, and Let Me Move On. This record's very, very honest, and I believe the message that Jenna and Tonight Alive are trying to get across. So it's definitely worth your time. Don't write it off. Sometimes change can be good, and this is a prime example of that. Tonight Alive's new album, Limitless, is an 8 out of 10 from me. Guys, if you enjoyed the review, if you want to see more album reviews here on Live and Breathe Music, like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what albums you would like to hear me do in the coming future. So thank you guys so much. Check out Tonight Alive's album, Limitless. This is Kevin with Live and Breathe Music, where the music speaks for itself. I'll catch you guys later.